Alrighty, hello everybody, 01 of 1 here, how's it going? So, I was starting work on a road grader in the last episode, and it looked something, like these wheels, right? So now we've got a few extra wheels here, and it looks like it's got a little paint job on it as well. So yeah, this is kind of what I came up with. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. just to let you know ahead of time. Okay, so features. There are a lot. So the very first thing that I wanted to do was to figure out how to adjust the height of these things. So that way when you are right-click mining, and that's the mining that just gets rid of everything but you don't actually mine anything, I wanted that to be a bit more able to be adjusted, I guess. So that's the very first thing that I came up with were these hinges on the back, right? And they're cool. They work quite well. So if we go into the hinges, drill arm hinges, and then we just reverse, you can see that they do drop down even the entire way, which is really nice. And then they stop right there when they are completely out to the side. The next thing I built was these little arms that bring it up to the front, because another issue that I wanted to work on was the pivot angle of this, right? I didn't want it to pivot from back here, because if you're stopped in the road or whatever, and you're like, how many blocks are we right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 5 is what, 35 meters? No. Yes? No. 17 and a half. Yeah. Yeah, 17 and a half meters forward. You really don't want to be doing all of your stuff back here. And I could have easily just taken all of the stuff here and moved it up to here, but then I would have lost about a block of space because I needed 2 hinges in order to keep the drill completely level, to the horizon, I guess. So I had to put something back here, because if I had done this, and then put this on here, then the piston would have been out even farther, would have been out over here, and that would have been not so great. So yeah, I don't know how far this has to move for the right-click drilling to not, go at the surface here. So I made that in the back so it can be adjusted very, very slightly. So we've got about, let's see, if we're right there, and this goes up to 45, so it's about, 2 meters of vertical adjustment that we can do here. And that's before we even do anything with the rotor here. And then, so the other thing that I was kind of worried about is if you're drilling with a vehicle, right? The drills are going to be vibrating the vehicle, which means it's possible for the vehicle to move while you're trying to drill. And I mean, that could be what you want, depending on what you're doing. But let's say that you wanted to do a very slight angle upwards, right? Let's say, so if this is 0, let's say you want to go up about 3 degrees, right? And you want to drill something relatively straight up at that angle. That's really, really, really hard to do if you're doing that by adjusting the drills manually as you're driving, right? So the next thing that I had to do was to figure out a way to get this thing to lock to the ground while we're doing the work. So that's where this guy comes in. So this is a magnet and another magnet. So the magnet locks this to the building itself, right? And then when that gets locked down to the ground, now keep in mind that we are actually off of the ground right now. When this gets locked to the ground and then this gets locked to the ship itself, then it's possible to have a turbine running. And so that was the next thing that I worked on. well, I suppose it wasn't, the turbine was actually one of the last things that I worked on, but you kind of understand what I'm saying. So yeah, so then for this guy, all I got to do is hit reverse on this guy, throws this guy up. We've got a decent amount of clearance, and then it'll lock to that plate right there. So then the turbine subgrid, I guess, is then locked to the main grid of the vehicle, which is then locked to the ground over there, which means that the turbine should work. And this is a tier 3 turbine, so it'll be able to recharge all the batteries, which are up here. So I've got a total of 7, so it's one there, another there, and then 3 on the top. And then the glass here is just kind of for additional protection, I guess. And then we have the large grid assembler here. And then we put that going off of a large grid, or sorry, a large cargo container. So this was interesting, trying to get this in there properly. It didn't blow up, but it did make everything shake a lot, so wasn't very fun. So then the next thing that I did after I did that is I actually locked it to so this is actually a subgrid right here, it's on a hinge, but it locks this to, at least sort of locks it to the base of the vehicle to keep it from moving around, because right now the only thing that's holding this is this rotor, right? And rotors are known to bounce around and move. So yeah, so that's how I locked that in. And then let's see, then I have some hydrogen tanks in here. I've got a build and repair unit right here. And if we go up here, I have a O2H2 generator and also an oxygen tank. And then it's kind of repeated over here, so I have another 3 hydrogen tanks over here. And you can see they do have at least a little bit of hydrogen in there. And this way, if I need to, I can just go back here. I don't know if I actually need to, but yeah, if I did need this, then I could go into the hydrogen tanks and just throw that in there and fill it up. But for right now, because I need oxygen, wait, why you no work? Oh, because that can't go through small grid. Ew. So first error, yeah, so down at the bottom it says item cannot pass through small conveyors. And that's how I have those hooked up. I have the 2 large connectors back to back on the O2H2 generator and the oxygen tank. And it's a little awkward. But let me just hop back up here. All right. So can I? No, I'd have to take out one of these guys, I think. But I mean, I don't need 2 vents on there, so this maybe could work, potentially. Or not. Can I not access that through there? Or is that like something else in there? Maybe I just can't access it through there. Nope, not working. Can I do this? I can do that. But I can't get into there. That's awkward. Can I go through the oxygen tank? First off, let me move this thing back up. And now I can actually get up on top of here. So do I have any access here? I mean, potentially, I think it's back in here. But I can't actually access that either. So then the only way to access this is from the back, which I can't do because they're back to back, so I can't really do that. Well, that's unfortunate. But I guess it's just a thing that we're gonna have to deal with. I mean, I'm sure there's other ways that I could figure something out, maybe. maybe not. I don't know, just bring multiple tanks with me, I suppose. That's one way to do it. Yeah, so... yeah, and then this is on a large piston, so that way I can push it out, you know, a lot farther than if I had small pistons on here. Now, granted, the large piston uses up a lot more space, but at the same time, it's going to be, I think, a bit easier. Is that inertial tensor on? Does it need to be on? I don't know. I haven't really tested this yet, so I don't actually know how a lot of this stuff is going to work. I did originally have a power module up here, but then I realized that I wanted to put the turbine on here, so I decided to go without that. Because if I have this on there, then I can keep the batteries charged, which means that I can use this without the power module, and it's not really going to make that big of a deal. So without the power module, this thing uses 750 kilowatts. With it, it's about 560. So it does drop about 190 kilowatts, which is a lot, right? But with 7 batteries and a way to recharge them as I'm doing all of my drilling, I think it'll be fine. And then, so these rotors right here are what is going to set the pitch of the drill. So if I wanted to go up 3 degrees, then I would set this to, you know, plus 3 degrees. And then I would just extend this out, right-click drilling, and then it would just go at that 3 degrees for, you know, the full 10 meters, which is nearly the entire length of this. It's like 1 block less than the length of this. And so then once that's done, then you unlock, you move forward a little bit, and because you're drilling from a fixed position, the path that you actually drill out should be 100% smooth. It might have like little ripples in it because that's just the way the game works, but for the most part, you're not going to have like dips and hills and, you know, anything like that. And then I also have to do some work, I guess, to where we can adjust the pitch of the vehicle itself by raising or lowering wheels on one side or the other side, or increasing or decreasing the strength, I suppose would be one way to do it. But yeah, and then all this stuff is going to be up on buttons and all that other fun stuff, so it's going to be a long, slow process. But if I can get the height of this thing right as I'm drilling, then I could potentially drive forward for relatively long distances. And depending on how far I put the drills forward, I could give myself a nice, you know, flat thing to drive on, which should help all that other fun stuff that I have to do with getting everything even. Additionally, I made a small cabin in here, and this cabin is pressurized. So in case you need some oxygen, there we go. Oxygen is recharging. And then I also have a vent on here, so if you need oxygen and power, you can go in here. But for this, I've got yeah, so I can do all my daily needs stuff in here as well. So I can grow food, make water, and I have a little bit of ice stored up in here. And then this is just additional storage that I can't access, but it will be able to shoot things from here into there if needed. And then if you need power, just hop in here, and that should work. The only thing that this does not have is a survival kit, which is fine because I'm not really trying to, you know, go crazy with this thing. And we are going to call this the road grader. If you can think of a better name for this, go ahead and let me know. And then, so if you go in from the back, like when you come back out, you're going to be protected, right? So that's glass right there. The one thing that this does not have is defenses. So if I get a drone coming after me for whatever reason, I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. Not the best thing in the world, but, you know, stuff happens, I guess. I could potentially put something up on there, but then if the turbine is kind of up in the way, then I'm just going to be shooting the turbine, which is, you know, not great. But yeah. So this is kind of what I got going on here. And it is at this point still connected to the base. So this has not yet been disconnected yet. And I did extend this off a little bit over here on this side. I'm gonna have to get this thing turned around and then pointed in this direction so that way I can kind of go that way. And then I guess we'll kind of figure it out as we go. I mean, this could be like one monumental failure and I'll just assign all the smart parts to nobody and just have, you know, the build and repair units just disassemble it all. I hope it doesn't come to that, but it might. We are going to throw you back down for now. And then we got really big turbine just kind of chilling on top of everything. So and I'm kind of worried about the drop here. And then I also don't know if these wheels are too close together and they'll like be rubbing on each other, because that would be terrible. Yeah, a lot of things that I don't know. So we just gonna, I don't know, go with it, I guess. Wait, hold on, let me save it first. In case this thing like explodes and blows up like half of my base, I can restart. There we go. And what happened with the rotors? Hey dude, what are you doing? Is there not enough power? There should be enough power. Oh, wait, no. There isn't enough power because all of the batteries are still set on recharge. Okay. So let's do that first. Okay, so batteries. Wait, no, we need the K menu. Batteries. Batteries, road grader. Okay, and then we'll put those onto here. And then we want this to be recharge on off. Okay. So as it stands right now, without doing anything, we have 2 days worth of power. And this, okay, so we need to go negative. Okay. So we're not going to be able to go too far with our angles here. Okay, so then if I drop this back down, okay, so if we go, nope, positive, that should stop right at 0. Good. Okay. And then as far as how far up we can go, we probably want to limit it to, oh, let's see how far it'll go first before it hits the wheels back here. I mean, a 5-degree angle is pretty steep. Okay, so let's go with 7.5 as the max. So this is going to be, lower limit is going to be negative 7.5 or negative 8, that's fine. Okay, so then if we drop this down, okay, no, that did put it in there at 7.5. Okay, good. So that right there is going to be about the biggest angle that we can do. And then we also have to assume that this is going to be set down. So drill arm, hinges, reverse, See if that hits the wheels. That is on top of the wheels. Yeah, that's not great. Okay. So we're gonna have to think about how we want to do that, but for now we'll just reverse this. And then we'll see how that is on the wheels. And then I can always add more power to the wheels to give us a little bit more space, which I think would probably be a good idea. So I'm going to adjust the wheels now. And there are a lot of wheels. Okay, so wheels, road grader. Okay, so we're gonna increase the strength to 10%. See what that looks like. Okay, let's go up to 15. Okay, I think that's a little better. We should be able to drive relatively easily like this. Yeah, and that's wheels all the way down at the bottom, so that should work. And why did that? Oh, because I forgot to fix this one. Okay, so we want this to go up 50. Okay, so it looks like 270 is where that is. Okay, so then that's going to be, nope. We need this to go the other way. So then the lower limit is going to be 270. Okay. And then the upper limit is going to be 7.5 degrees. 277.5. Okay, so now we should 0.5. Okay, that's good. That'll give us the angle that we want. And then I need to make sure that the velocities on these are the same. So like either positive or negative. So going down is negative. And when I say going down, I mean from the drill's point of view. So if I go down over here, that goes up. Okay. So then this one is going to be positive and the other one's going to be negative. So that's a weird offset. We could keep the velocities opposite and then just create something that just reverses it. Yeah, so they're already kind of set up like that. And I think this is already, yes, it's already named. Okay, so we're going to go into, I don't know if we're going to be able to fit everything onto this bar here, but let's go ahead and rotor, drill arm left and right. Okay, so rotors, drill arms. Okay, so now if I put on this thing, drill arms, so this is going to be reverse, and it's going to move slow, but if I have it set to reverse, this is really dark actually. Okay, so that should make them all go upwards, good, and then downwards, so they will move at the same time. As far as changing the roll, so that's like pitching to the left or pitching to the right. I don't know how I want to handle that yet. not sure what the 50% or 51%, whatever, below the number 8 is doing. But we can adjust our pitch here. So we can do very, very light pitches, which is good. And then I also need a button to reverse the hinges in the back. So I think I made a group of those already. Drill arm hinges, yes. And then this is also going to be reverse. Okay, so with this we can lift the whole thing up or down as needed, depending on what we need. And it should keep everything nice and level the entire time, so that's good. And then the basic driving mode of this is going to be with it up. And that's because we can use that to then get into the cab. If these are down, you cannot get into the cab. Okay, and then I think I will do, yeah, I'm going to need to go with the second page here for toolbars, because we need to do all kinds of different things for the hinges for the turbine and for the locking to the ground. Okay, so the ground lock hinge. Okay, so that's going to be reverse, and then I need the mag plate. Do I not have that labeled? Okay, so magnet ground lock. Okay. So now we can go into here, magnet ground lock, and then this is going to be to switch. Okay, so from here we can drop that down. Hopefully it goes down all the way. Good. Oh, and I'm also going to need to label that magnet on the bottom as well. And then if we lock that to there, and then, hang on, I need to get out of here. And then this is going to be magnet boot. I understand what that means because before we had these, we had the landing gears, which look like boots. And so that will be something easy for me to kind of understand here. Okay, so then magnet boot. So then this is going to be switch lock. Okay. And then that's going to lock us to the ground. Okay. Now we need to do the hinge. I didn't label that either. Okay. But now I should be able to get up on top of here without it putting me onto my jetpack, which is nice. Okay, so then this is hinge for the turbine. Alright, so let's try this again. So hinge turbine. So that's to bring that up. That has to reverse, and then we need the magnet for the turbine, which is this guy. Okay, so then we bring this up. And that's about as far as it's going to let me go. And then once we have that up, then we lock it and we have power. Perfect. Okay, so with this, we can keep ourselves charged when we're out in the field, which is good. And I kind of want to see what this looks like. Nice. Let's see, how much power are we getting out of that? Hopefully it's a decent amount. I was going to go with something a little less obtrusive than a block, but I tried going with like a column because it's kind of the right size of what you need, but it wouldn't lock to the plate here. And we are getting 400 kilowatts. I mean, that's not bad. That's free power. Okay, what else do we need? We're gonna need the drills, which means that we have to go back into here. Okay, so then block tools drills. And then, is it gonna let me zoom in at all? No, no. Okay, maybe I can see it. Okay, so there's left click drilling, there's right click drilling, good to go. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need is offsetting the wheels. So we can adjust our roll a little bit and try to keep ourselves somewhat straight. So that way when we lock down, we're going to be somewhat straight. I don't know what the right way to do that would be. I could adjust the strength, or I could adjust the height difference or the height offset. Height offset would probably be the easiest thing to do. And that's just going to be terrible because I have to separate these by left and right. Okay, so let me see. So we have all of the left suspensions. Do we have any other ones? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Wheels left. And then this is going to be wheels right. Okay. Oh, now it's letting me actually go in closer. That's weird. Okay. So to do that offset, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. Is that going to be increase or decrease height offset? But then we're going to need like to do each of these things for everything, which is kind of terrible. It's a lot of buttons. Question is, do I need anything else other than this? And the answer is I don't know. Okay, so increase height offset or decrease height offset. So that depends on what the offset is. Okay, but we'll just do increase and then decrease. Let's see, increase height offset and then decrease height offset. And then increase height offset, followed by decrease height offset. Okay. So that isn't really going to do too much for us right now because we are locked to the ground. I mean, are we ready to try this? Well, no, because we need to adjust the steering on some of this. So the question is, do we want all of the wheels to steer or not? So right now they're all set to steering. I mean, maybe I could like graduate the steering angle, like ever so slightly, but it also depends on where the center of mass is. So I suppose we... I don't know. Okay, let me go into this menu here. Okay, so we are going to... Let's see, so 6, 3, 2. Okay, so that should turn everything off. And then if we do 1 and 5, that should bring all of those in and tuck them in. And now we should be able to drive. Oh, I need to restrict the speed that we can drive because I do not want this thing going fast. So that'll be all of the wheels, and our speed, we want this to be probably 20 kilometers per hour and no faster. Okay, let me take a look at the wheels. Okay, so that's where our center of gravity is, or center of mass, is between So of the large groups on either side, you can see you've got 2 that are turning to the right, and then you've got all the other ones which are turning to the left. Okay, so I think I can work with this. So then it's these 2, so this is the center of mass right now. But then as that extends outwards, oh, that's another thing I'm gonna need, is the pistons. That's right. So then we're gonna have to go over to here. And then that's gonna be, well, actually I have to set the speed of the pistons first. Okay, so this is gonna be pistons road greater. And then let's go negative 0.25, so half of the speed. Okay, and then we need groups, pistons, and reverse. So I tried putting a lot of weight on here, and then also when we have the gravel in the back, that's another reason why I wanted the large cargo thing in the back. So this is going to be full of gravel as we're out there, because I'm going to need to make concrete kind of as we're going. So that's going to be full, which should add some offset weight. Okay, so we don't need any of that. So with that, we are free and clear. Okay, so yeah, so I wanted to extend the pistons out. And then we'll see kind of how far they can go. And it should still be balanced because of those 2 wheels in the front, even when these things are out all the way. At least I'm hoping so. I could be wrong. And then so long as we're not left click drilling, those drills shouldn't fill up with anything, which means that they're not going to gain any additional weight. Okay, so they are almost out the entire way. Okay, so that's as far forward as we can go with the grading if we lock it down. Okay, now, okay, so it still shows that the middle of the mass is in between those. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so then this, let me see, steering off. And then I also don't know if these wheels are going to rub against each other, and if they do, that's not going to be great. And then the steering angle for here, we'll do 5%, and then we'll also do 5% here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So that'll be these ones that don't have steering at all, and this one as well. And then this one goes to 5%. Oh man. And then this one also goes to 5%. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Okay, that's a little better, I think. I should probably change these ones back here. Okay, so if that's the middle, 5%, 10%. And then this one I'll make 15. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, get out, try it again. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. So 0, 5, this one is 10, and 15. All right, so the idea behind having the slight angle on here is if we drill forward as far as these things will go, that's enough space for this most of this to go onto the new area that's at the new grade, which means that we should be able to reset these back to 0, and then continue drilling straight, and then we should be driving straight up at that grade. So it's just a way to make sure that your angles are, you know, where you want them to be. And then I'm gonna have to do some craziness in there as we're going to make sure that, you know, everything's where it needs to be. So like if we want to go up at a 2% slope, then I need to set the rotors to a 2% instead of 7.5%, so that way when they go up all the way with the reverse button, then they only go up to 2%. So there's going to be a lot of fiddling around with this, and it's going to be, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. And then that looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll bring those back in because we want to see if we can travel now. Oh my god. And then I don't think I have anything that's going to be affected if I put the parking brake on. No. Okay. Good. All right, so that'll bring the drills back. So this thing is a monster. I don't even know what to call this thing. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it responds very well. And it looks like the steering angles are all pretty good. It doesn't look like anything is fighting anything, so that's also good. We had a little bit of a something going on. I see smoke. But I don't know if that's actually doing anything. Also, I want to turn the build and repair unit on, so that we can repair things as we go. Build and repair unit. Am I blind? Right here. Okay, there we go. B and R road grader. Okay. So we need to go into here. B and R. I could, hang on, let me put that into here. And then we'll actually put it in here where it's supposed to go. And then this is going to be on off. Okay, so off, now on. And that should do repairs to the vehicle as we go. And if I can keep a small supply of materials with me along with the gravel, it should be able to repair things if they get damaged. But yeah, this is certainly interesting. Kind of nervous about driving off of here. Oh my god. Should I extend this thing more? I mean, I should probably extend this more, right? So it's not such a drop off. I mean, it should be fine, but I mean, should and, you know, is are two very, very different things. Oh, man. And I don't think I'm really going to be able to do anything too much here. Because we do have that snow kind of in the way right here. So let me get rid of this a little bit, kind of mine it out as long as I'm here. It's always good to have more ice. Of course, it's not actually letting me get it. That's fine. Right, so we need to go hop up onto here and then throw this into here. And then also, I can drop off all this extra stuff that I've got, or I could put it in the connector. That might be a good idea. What else are we gonna need? Motors, maybe? Interior plates, sure. Construction components. I mean, that's the basic stuff that I need. We'll throw some of that in there as well. And everything else should be fine. We'll throw those in there as well. And everything else should just be able to get deposited. Okay, so this can go in there, I guess. And then I do want to fill up my oxygen bottle as long as I'm here. And these things are actually supposed to automatically fill. Oh, it looks like they did. Nice. And that's because I put some ice in there. So if there isn't ice in there to fill these things up, then it just keeps on flopping back and forth between here and the O2 H2 generators, because that's where it moves these things to get filled. It doesn't move them to a tank. So something to keep in mind if you're ever doing anything with that. But yeah, so that little bit of ice that they picked up was enough to fill up all of the tanks. And then that can go in there as well. And then we'll get a little bit more in here. Okay. Can I put this in there? I can, but I don't have steel plate, which is fine. Okay. So, what is this repairing? What are you repairing? Oh, no, it's building. Okay. I'm like, is something broken already? Okay, so we'll throw that ice in there, get myself some more water. I should probably put a programmable block in here just to control the door. Because otherwise we're just, I mean, oxygen is free anyways, so I suppose it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, so we are now well pressurized. Okay. I mean, it moves like super easily. And can it go up the hill? Does it have enough power for that? I mean, we're going up a pretty decent grade here, and it's doing pretty good. Okay, how do the brakes work? Brakes work pretty good. And we can get started from nothing and keep moving forward, so that's good. And you can see that our pitch is way off. And I think we have a wide enough base here that we don't have to worry about it kind of flipping over at all. So I think that's kind of good. And now I have to figure out where I want to put this road. Okay, so now the question is, with this being up where it is that enough to not dig out? No, it is not. Okay. Okay, that did a little bit of damage apparently. Whoops. Okay, so we need to pitch this up a little bit then. So let me see, we need to go into the K menu, to the rotors for the drill arms, and then we're going to reverse them, and we're going to make, oh, but I have to change them each individually because they are dumb. Okay, so this is 270, 278, so let's go 272. And then for this one, we have to increase the lower, so we'll go from here to, no, yes, -2. Okay, that's still too much. Okay. And apparently something got damaged. I don't know, man. Okay, so let's go back to this and we'll increase the angle by 2 degrees. So we'll go, wait, no. Is that right? We're at 278, we're gonna go higher, so 280. And then this one, we're at -8 and we wanna go to -10. Okay, so how about here? Still too high. Okay, oh, then again, I could just increase the piston length, and that'll make it go out a little bit higher as well. So let's try that. So we will make the minimum distance 2 meters, 2.5 meters. We'll reverse it. Watch them kind of go out a little bit. And then control 1. And then we will reverse it again. Have it drop down to where I think it needs to go, which is right there. And they both stopped at roughly the same place, which is good. Okay, so let's back up a little bit to some fresh powder. Okay, we're closer. And how are we on our angle? Okay, so let's push the pistons out a little bit farther. So we'll reverse it again and we'll set the minimum to 4, I think. Okay, and let's back up to some fresh powder. Okay, so at this point, we are still drilling. And something is getting damaged. It's the rotors. Why are the rotors getting damaged? If we share the inertial tensors, is that going to help? I have no idea. It is still doing damage to the rotors. Why is it doing damage to the rotors? Why was it doing damage to the rotors? I don't understand this. Okay, sir, you've got like, you're disconnected. You have no power. What are you doing? Oh, and we have to change the build and repair unit to fly mode so we don't lose anything. Is it just it didn't like it? I mean, what's the deal here? Okay. So why were the rotors taking damage? That is what I want to know. I don't understand. Like seriously, why would the rotors take damage? That makes no sense. And everything is set to, oh, except for these ones, because I think if I share inertial tensors on this one, it'll mess things up a little bit. But I do have them, so why is it doing damage? Okay, so there it is. It did damage again. Why? 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 It's still doing, why is it still doing damage? What is, why is it damaging my rotors? I have no idea why it's doing this. There shouldn't be any reason why it is doing this. But for some reason it is. And I don't know why. Why are you getting damaged, dude? I have no idea. That's as high up as those can go, huh? Yep. I mean, I would have needed to go up an entire other block to make this work. I mean, it handles like a dream, so I mean, that much is good at least, right? I mean, it sucks that everything broke, but, well, not everything, but, you know, the one drill arm broke. I don't know why it did that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand it. Like, why would it do that? I guess back to the drawing board maybe? But I don't understand why it would damage that though. Like, it makes zero sense to me. I don't understand. But I mean, that's just going to be something I'm going to have to research and try to figure out on my own, I guess. But I mean, everything else seems to work exactly as it's supposed to. So I don't know. Like, why? I don't know why. But as long as I'm here, might as well get some recharge going on, right? Make sure everything is good. 2, 3, and 6. There we go. We have power. But why? Why? Why does it... Why is that damaging the rotor? I've never had this issue before. And apparently I'm hungry. Do I have any food? I have tofu. What else do I have? I need gravel. Okay. That isn't connected, so I can't move anything through there. I guess I can go and grab some gravel, maybe? But shouldn't it be taking this gravel here and moving it over into here? You know? You would think that's what it would do. I don't know. And now I'm actually taking damage. Okay, okay. I'll go and I'll get food. It's cool. Oh, man. But why are the rotors taking damage? That's what I don't understand. I would like to understand, but I don't understand. We have lots of food here. So we'll grab a bunch of those, eat some of that. Be delicious. Do I have some extra gravel down here? Not much, actually. But the refinery has gravel, which means that the ore box should have gravel. Maybe. Or not. I mean, I can take that gravel. That's fine. Oh, we have lots of gravel here. So let me grab like 300. We'll call that sort of kind of good. And that's full. That's not great. Okay, so I'm going to throw the gravel into the road grader, and then I'm going to do some research about why this drill is damaging the rotor. And the rotor serves a dual purpose. So if I have to adjust, like if I can't adjust the wheels enough to adjust the pitch, then I can set one of these up higher than the other one, and I could rotate these ever so slightly. So that way it, you know, so like if I'm, like imagine that I'm rolled to the left a little bit, well then I can roll the rotor here a little to the right to offset that, so that way everything is still straight. Or at least that's the idea. Whether or not it's actually going to work or not, I don't know. But there, have some gravel. Have a lot of gravel. It's good for you. And then I can grab the stuff out of here. So like that at least. The rest of this can stay in there. It's just like additional parts. I think that'll be fine. We could actually probably combine all of this. And this doesn't actually use up a lot of space, so I'm not really too worried about it. So 1,800 out of 15,000, so not bad. And that can go in there too, and that's just additional parts for repairs if needed. How are we doing? I think we're okay. I don't know. But why is it damaging the rotors? I don't understand that. I mean, everything else worked, like, great. So I'm actually, you know, super happy about how everything works. I mean, I might have to readjust the arms here, which is not going to be fun, by the way. So I tried lifting the arm here so that way I could connect it into here with my ship. And it ended up not liking that. And then my ship flew really, really far, like still connected to this thing. And then I started rolling down the hill and then I blew up. So I had to kind of reset from there. So there's a lot of weird things going on with the rotors. So what I ended up doing is building a hinge to a piston to another hinge. And then that was then connected to this, which I then kind of moved up and in to connect here. And then, you know, did the normal rotor connecty thing that, you know, you do. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can close. That's fine. So, I mean, overall, I'm fairly happy with this. Like, with the way that it works. I mean, the power works, the arms work as, you know, I'm expecting them to work. I do have to remember where this is in relation to the ground. So I think that's, what, like 4 blocks up, 3 blocks up, 4 blocks up, something like that. And then I'm going to have to adjust this arm here, probably by putting an extra block in between the hinges or something, so that we can go up a little bit higher. And that way I can get more of a pitch up and down as needed. But I have to figure out the rotor issue first. So once again, I have no idea why it's doing it. So I'm going to do some research. If you guys have an idea of why it's doing it, let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion. If you have, what are you doing? It's not this. What did it just take apart? Did you just take one of my wheels? No. It's weird. It took something apart. I don't know what. But I mean, like, all of these things have smart parts on it, so it shouldn't be taking anything off of here. At least I don't think it should be. Oh, it took that off. Why did it take that off? No. Okay, so this is a dumb part right here. It's just blocks. Looks like it took another piece off right there too. Okay, so button, no, keypad, no, data, no. What is the thing? You know the thing. Starting to sound like Joe Biden over here. Where is the thing? It's in here, right? What is that? Control panel, that's what it is. Panel. Okay, so that can go there if I had a steel plate. Hey, can you let me borrow a couple steel plates? Thank you. Okay, so that needs to go in there. So that is now a smart grid. And that is now a smart grid. Okay. So that should work. And it shouldn't take anything else off of there, I hope. Shouldn't have taken anything off there in the first place, but, you know, it's whatever, I guess. But yeah, that is my road grader. It's a prototype. I still gotta work out the kinks, obviously. Figure out why, when I use the drills, it's breaking the rotor. Makes no sense. But anyways, that is going to be it for now. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. And I'll have, the next video is going to have the road grader in here as well. Hopefully that video will be of me actually taking it out to use it because I've fixed all the bugs. We'll see how that works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you'll join me for that video, and I will see you then. Have a good one.